Hey, what's up? Welcome back, everybody, to another hype session. I am Raj Nation, the startup hype man. This is being brought to you on Instagram TV, simulcast on LinkedIn, and available in audio format through Startup Hype Man, the podcast. Today, I am welcoming to the microphone on this hashtag hype session, Aaron Krall. Aaron is the founder of AaronKrall.io, and he does something that is pretty cool. Aaron helps SaaS companies who have a trial to paid service convert more users from trial users to paying customers. Aaron, welcome to our hype session.
Hey, so glad to be here. Thanks, Rajiv.
I'm excited to talk to you on this, and I know it's going to be like a lightning chat, but there's a lot of stuff that you do that I just find so fascinating. And as someone myself who services SaaS businesses as well, I reached out to you a little while ago and I was like, hey man, like, the stuff you're doing is really cool. Let's have a talk about this. So trial to paid is the name of the game for Aaron Krall. Can you just talk us through, like, why is this such an important issue for a lot of the SaaSes who decide to go this type of route with their business model?
Yeah, totally. So when I first got into this market, I was looking for a problem to solve in the SaaS world. And what I realized is that there are some really brilliant people in the SaaS world who are making some amazing products, who are experts in marketing, really, and growing a business and scaling, and that it takes years and years for most founders to develop that skill. And a lot of funding to learn. So I wanted to shortcut that process. I wanted to help SaaS companies who have a really great product who may not know how to scale it and grow it successfully. I wanted to fill that missing piece. And so I came in and I just figured out a lot of ways to increase conversions and developed a framework for it. And now that's what I do.
Yeah. And let me ask you this. Why do you think it's so difficult because there are a lot of SaaSes that have this trial to paid model. And I think the general thought is, oh, we'll get them in for free and then we'll get them to buy shortly afterwards. But conversion rates tend to be pretty tremendously low for a lot of companies. Yeah. Why do you think that's the case?
I think the biggest reason, there's a few. One is that it's a lack of focus on a specific target. When you enter into a new market or even a competitive market, most people think that you can just go in and position your product the way that the competitors are positioning the product. Like if you have a website builder, you go in and just say, I'm a better website builder than Squarespace. The problem is you can't really find people who want a better product than Squarespace. Like it's hard to target them. And so they really struggle with growth. Most of the growth happens because of referrals or heavy selling. And so the biggest challenge, the biggest mistake that I see new founders making is not focusing on solving a specific problem for a specific niche, scaling to 1 million or higher ARR, and then going out and broadening the market and competing against some of the big guys.
Well, and I think there's a lot that goes into this too, right? It's not, what you mentioned is like the nexus of it, but I think what then feeds into it is the onboarding emails. What does the welcome email look like? What is even like what's actually being said within the platform itself? What do you think is, like, I guess of all of those things, what is the key or keys to unlocking that decision in someone's mind to say, I need to start paying for this?
Yeah, totally. So there's a few milestones that you should be focusing on. One is the moment of first value. Some people call this the aha moment. I didn't come up with this. This comes from Lincoln Murphy. But when you get someone into your product, you need to show them that you can deliver on your promise, and the customer needs to see that they can achieve their desired outcome with your tool. So during the trial period, really the goal is for them to see the potential of your product to solve their problem. The problem I see with a lot of SaaS companies is they just drop people into their tool and say, good luck, like you'll figure it out, without helping guide them to the moment of first value. and letting customers try to figure it out themselves. There's a small percentage of customers who have a big enough pain who are going to figure it out themselves, but there's a larger majority who aren't going to do that and move on to another tool if they can't see the value right away. So that's a huge part of it.
I'm talking with Aaron Krall from aaronkrall.io, who helps SaaS companies convert more trial to paid users / customers. And I think, Aaron, what you are describing there is something that what I think is kind of very interesting about what you just said is how often do we as a user of something, like take any founder, like maybe there's an app that they use where if that sequence isn't the right sequence once they download it and start using it, or that platform they're using, if it's not built in the way that they're being told, here's how you use this, they stop using it entirely. And when they go and build their own platforms, they're not thinking about those same things, right? But you know, as a user of things yourself, that you get so frustrated when you have to figure out what's happening on your own.
Oh yeah, exactly. And the main problem of that is just emotion. As founders, we get emotionally involved in the product, and we get so deep into our own product, we can't see the forest for the trees anymore. And so having someone else come in and just open up like the whole box and make you see the whole picture helps you kind of see those friction points and problems and roadblocks that are preventing users from converting.
Now, the area I specialize in is working with SaaSes, more so the ones who are, more so demo-based SaaS companies on their story, their pitch, their messaging, and things of that nature. On the trial to paid side of things, how important is the messaging from first point of contact all the way through to conversion?
It's extremely important. It's actually more important that you get that right, because with a demo, at least you have a little bit of flexibility. If you get someone on the phone, you can tailor the message to their needs, right? You can identify what their pain points are and you can adjust your message. With a free trial, you kind of have to pick a message and speak to the right customer or segment them into the right funnel. And most of the time what I see is SaaS companies will focus on one problem and not create multiple funnels or not focus on multiple pain points and only reach a small target. But yeah, messaging is huge all throughout the entire process. In fact, one of the things I suggest is having a different onboarding experience depending on what kind of customers signing up for the product or what their desired outcome might be. So it's really, really important to get that right, because you only got one shot. You don't have a person to kind of save the sale if something starts going wrong.
Now, I know you've had some pretty impressive results with some of the companies you've worked with. Do you have a favorite example? Yeah. One of the companies we worked with is a website builder, and the challenge that they were having was they have a freemium model, and I work with freemium as well. The big challenge they were having is customers would get in and there's so much to do in a website builder, they wouldn't really know what next step to take. So what we did is we looked at the number, which was the activation metric, which in this case was them accomplishing a specific set of actions in the tool that we thought would lead to a conversion. And it was 20% when we started. Then we kind of redesigned the in-app onboarding, and we implemented some checklists and walkthroughs in a way that users found them really valuable, and we increased activations from 20% to 80%. Wow.
Months, yes. So that was a huge win for us, and they're doing really well right now.
That's awesome. I bet that felt great. Now, anyone who's watching or listening to this, where can they learn more, Aaron?
If you go to aaronkrall.io, just type in aaronkrall.io, you can check out. I have some free guides there. The best place is probably my Growth Hacks group. So if you go to SaaS Growth Hacks on Facebook, it's a community of about 15,000 SaaS founders, and every day we're posting stuff that's working, stuff that's not working, and the latest tips and ideas to grow SaaS companies that are actually working. So that's probably the best place.
That's awesome. He is Aaron Krall. You can also find him on Instagram, Aaron_Krall. This has been a hype session. You can get more and all of this on Instagram TV, on Startup Hype Man, the podcast, and by adding me personally on LinkedIn, Raj Nation. Now, Aaron, final question before I let you go. Complete this sentence. Entrepreneurship is blank.
Hard.
Entrepreneurship is hard. Aaron Krall, thank you for joining this hype session.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hype man out, word up, raise up.